my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. Today's video has no like script or plot lines or preparation points or anything like that, much like my initial Stalker story video. I debated whether or not to even say anything else or to follow up on this video, but I do feel like after the response from you guys, after what kind of happened with that video, after her response and YouTube's response, everything in between, I did feel like I wanted to come back on here and just kind of chat with you all about updates with my stalker Amanda, about that video. First and foremost, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who watched that video, left nice comments, left supportive comments, told me things that I could do to protect myself, ways that I could potentially file with law enforcement and the like. I will say I'm continuing to review my legal options, and that's pretty much all I can say on that. But almost immediately, within like 3 to 4 hours, the video was age restricted and demonetized by YouTube. And the monetization is fine. I don't care so much about the ad revenue on that. It was more so just to share my story and kind of vent a little bit about what I'd been going through. But the age restriction was a huge deal because then YouTube fully stopped promoting it whatsoever. Essentially, when a video gets age restricted, you have to be signed in on an 18 or older account, then answer whether or not you want to view the video, knowing that some content is inappropriate for viewers. It just hides and suppresses the video so much. And I asked Ryan if he had gone through something similar, and he hadn't, talking about literally the same stuff. He did not censor his video nearly to the degree that I did. I tried to talk to Team YouTube on Twitter. It was kind of resolved with the age restriction within, I would say, about 3 hours after that. So I'm still surprised that it's sitting around like 200 something thousand views now, because it was fully age restricted, like completely just blocked during those like formative hours where it gets all the views and then it's pushed out to everybody. And then it was also demonetized on top of that, and YouTube doesn't recommend anything that doesn't make it money. So the fact that still, the point that I'm getting to, I'm not just complaining about this, is that I was really dejected when it was age restricted and demonetized and everything, because it's hard to feel like this woman is not just getting away with everything. That Amanda is not only torturing me, but like getting away with it and punishing me on top of it. But you know, the fact that so many people still watched it means the world to me. The fact that YouTube suppressed it as hard as it did and it still got the response it did just means everything, and I can't thank you enough for it. Almost immediately after making my video, I found out, because I've started uploading videos onto my second channel, Loey. Shameless self-promo. I'm doing like horror gaming content and stuff like that over there. I realized when I searched for LoeyLane to plug my original channel, that when you search my name, basically one of her channels comes up. I don't think it does this in the YouTube search algorithm, but it did in this feature on YouTube where you can basically plug channels at the end of a video. It's a long story, but I realized my name came up when her name came up when I was searching my own name. So I knew that meant she had made something with my name in it, or some kind of content, and put me in her metadata. So I went to her channel, and it turned out that she had uploaded a very disturbing response. Because I don't want this to get age restricted or demonetized, I'm not even gonna pretend to point at what she was calling me, but you already know if you watched the first video. The same accusations, the same insane, baseless comments. She claimed that I am on and off my meds, which is why I made the video about her and why I lied. She thinks that I went to the FBI and lied about the report that myself and my friends had to make about her, which simply isn't true. Nothing in my video was a fabrication or a lie. I omitted so much just because I didn't want to not only bore you guys with hours and hours and hours of her insane, baseless claims and the crap she's put me through for months on the internet. I also I don't want to repeat any of it. It's disgusting, it's gross, it's vile, it makes my skin crawl having anything that she refers to me as attached to my name. I have never hated, I don't think, anyone in my entire life, like nobody. But she is the closest I've ever gotten to truly, truly hating somebody after what she said about my dad. And I know that I mentioned that in that video, that was really just what struck me, and it was where I kind of emotionally turned off because I was like, okay, that's the worst you can do. But even then, I went through such efforts to try to protect her identity, mostly for myself. But even then, I didn't dox her. I found out that I said her real name, just her first name, of course, in the video, and took it down at once to re-edit and upload it again with the name Amanda. And I don't know, it just really sucks that I feel like I went through all of that and she's using my name in the metadata of a video that's just disturbing to watch. She doesn't speak, or well, she pops up on camera one time during the video, but it's basically just like my video at full speed in her video, attached with footage of the Rabbit website that she's so obsessed with that she still thinks that I have ties to, as well as footage of my Twitter from like so many profile photos ago. I know that sounds silly, but that's how I can judge like a mark of time, basically. She's had that footage of my Twitter, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through my tweets, documenting everything that I posted, especially relating to her once she started stalking me, and she just uploaded it in this video. And I'm just like, do you want the fame? Like, is that why you are stalking me and my friends? Because you want the fame? Because you want to be famous for being a literal harasser and stalker? So aside from the video, what I didn't really explain properly in that video, my original video, mostly because I think a lot of you could tell I was super anxious. That video I ended up sitting on for weeks, and I didn't post anything on YouTube before that because I was so anxious about getting it out, and I was so anxious about editing it and making sure I take it out her name and all of that. But anyway, something I didn't properly explain, I don't think, is that I don't really at any given point in time have a record of where she's at on the internet. What I mean by this is she blocks me on all of her new Twitter accounts, then responds to my tweets. And what this effectively does is hides me from seeing the things that she says so that I can't block her. But it lets everyone around me and anyone responding to that tweet see her responses. She knows this, that's why she does this. She is not stupid. She fully understands the Twitter algorithm and makes it work for her, and not the Twitter algorithm, but you know what I mean. Like, she understands how this stuff works, and that's why she did that. She just blocked me on every new account. Then when people would be like, what? In response to one of her tweets, that's only when I would be alerted to the fact that she had a new account. Then I would see that she blocked me. I could block her back. Then the cycle would continue. She would make another Twitter, do the same thing until somebody responded to her, so on and so forth. Anyway, I never have any idea of where she's at. If she has a new account, if she's spreading more crazy lies, if she's under every single one of my tweets, like spamming me with all of the stuff that she says. I never know because I can't see her tweets most of the time, but I checked her most recent Twitters. I do have an alternate Twitter account that I've never showed anybody. I have like no followers. I don't follow anybody, just to check my own tweets now and see if she's responding. And she hasn't in quite a while. And I checked her most recent accounts and they all seem to be suspended. She hasn't come back. Whether Twitter finally IP banned her and she is permanently banned off the website and that's why, or she has just decided that it is a fruitless battle to constantly do this on Twitter. I'm not really sure. I know she has a Facebook because it was linked in that video, but it is a private Facebook group, I believe, and I don't have access to it. I think the scariest part about Amanda, I almost just said her name, the scariest part about Amanda is that she has this group of people around her who not only encourage what she's doing, but say that she's right. I don't know if they're trolling, if they're genuinely like on her side, if they really believe that we are all the things she says that we are, and she is just so right for calling us out and doing this to various different people, stalking and harassing and doing this cycle of behavior for so long, there are people who genuinely support her. A lot of the accounts that interacted with her previously were her own sock puppet accounts. She would make an account, support her own tweets, like her own tweets, respond, so on, so forth, to make it look like people were agreeing with her. But something I found through one of her Facebook groups that wasn't private before was that there are real people with real jobs linked on Facebook and real families that genuinely believe that she's in the right. Even now, I don't wish any harm upon this person. Even right now, I don't want anyone to harass her or treat her the way that she's treated us. People now parody her on Twitter. I have found several parody accounts and troll accounts, essentially. I don't know if that was what pushed her away or what, but even then, I want her to go and live her life and be okay and to leave me and my friends alone. I've been dealing with this for so long, and the only conclusion that I can come to at this point, after repeatedly blocking her, letting her know I didn't want anything to do with her, talking about her on the internet, taking out her name to protect her privacy, and so did Ryan, so did everyone else involved with the situation, and she still outed herself in this YouTube video. The only conclusion that I can come to is that she is stalking this group of people because she wants the notoriety, which is disturbing. So weird. I can look at this in a more calm and rational and analytical, I guess, way than I did previously. Definitely before, there was so much emotion. That video was so hard to put out. I was so worked up and sad and stressed and scared. And now it's out and I'm kind of like, what's the worst that can happen? I did my best to protect you and you still outed yourself. The only thing that could happen is that people found out who she was or she upped her antics, and she simply has no desire to stop nor quietly fade into the distance in terms of her interactions with me. So what am I gonna do? This has been stressful and hard, but I do feel like in a way this huge chapter of my life is closing because I can be open and honest with you guys about it, and because she doesn't have power over me anymore. So much of this past year was spent in fear of addressing it, in fear of saying too much or saying too little, or anyone believing the things that she was saying, or pissing her off and then getting someone else involved. The only thing I could do for myself was stand up and say what she had put me through, share my story. Now that I have, I feel so much stronger and so much braver for it, and I honestly feel very comfortable even just talking about this now. Not nearly the level of uncomfortable that I was in that initial video, for sure, although I'm wearing the same exact wig in a different color. Ultimately, I wanted to make this to kind of say all of that, to say how much I appreciate the support. My friend Nexpo's video has gotten crazy, unprecedented views, I feel, for a video on our stalker, and it means the world to me that people are listening, that they are standing up for us, that they understand as much as they can what we've been through. And yeah, it just means a lot that I wasn't told I was overreacting or that this whole thing is silly, because that's what I do to myself. I tend to gaslight myself in that way and say that nothing I'm going through is that bad because somebody always has it worse, and someone's stalker is very much so much worse than mine, and so I have no room to complain or talk or anything. And I do believe that this situation, I'm so lucky that it is all online. I'm so thankful that it is all online, but it doesn't make it any less traumatizing or difficult. And so I'm glad that I have this space to talk about it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this little chatty video. I love you very much. I'm very appreciative of you. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you, and I will see you in my next one that will not be related to this. Lord willing, we will never talk about Amanda again. And fingers crossed, knock on wood for that. Okay.